Hey guys, welcome back to another interesting topic in your 5-day WhatsApp fitness Pathshala by B.F.I.T Transformation. My name is Milan Matthew, and what we're going to speak today is one of my favorite. I know you would be thinking all topics that I speak, all topic I mention is the favorite, the best. I keep using those words, but hey, what to do? Everything that we have lined up for you is awesome. All right. I hope you guys are having a great time. We keep getting those comments, we keep getting those messages, so we kind of know that you guys are having a good time, right? And I hope you enjoy this content as well as much as you enjoyed the previous contents. So today's topic, we're gonna deep dive into the real secret of successful people, because I truly believe there are no successful people, but there are only successful habits. And that's what we're going to dissect into. But before we get into habits, we need to start understanding certain things which are a little outer to that, which is basically the mind and the mindset, right? So we're going to quickly deep dive into that particular topic. Let me share the screen with you. This is going to be an interesting day. You guys are going to love, you guys are going to be shocked that it is so easy to do so many things, but we never knew how to do that, right? Okay, let's begin with this. So the topic is habits, not willpower for your belly fat loss. All right. So we have divided this segment, this session into three different parts. The first part, we're going to clearly tell you why is our mind the way it is towards fitness. You're going to really understand why does our mind behave that pattern. All right. Why do we behave like, especially when it comes to fitness? Once we understand, once we establish that, we move on to the next segment where, okay, now I understood that. Now, how do I change and tweak and hack it so that I can move it towards being, so that I could be with no resistance, I could maintain a healthy lifestyle, right? So that's your second one. The third one, I understood what it is. I know how to change. I've changed that. Now, how do I maintain that so that I can enjoy this throughout my life, a healthy lifestyle? All right. So that's how we divided this segment into. So let's move to the first one. Why is our mind the way it's towards fitness? It's simple. No matter what happens, all human behavior revolves around just one thing, nothing else. Everything else goes down to the root of that reason. All right. Let that be hunger. Let that be fighting. Let that be angry. Let that be running away from escaping from something. Everything root cause is just one reason. And the reason is because behavior revolves around the avoidance of pain. We don't enjoy pain. We avoid the pain at any cost. And that's exactly the real reason for all our behaviors. Of course, there are some school of thought which says we always are in the, on the pursuit of pleasure. Of course you are, but why are we having a pursuit of pleasure from where you are if you're not happy where you are? Right? So avoiding the pain of being there, and we're trying something better than that. That's exactly the reason of a human behavior. Let me give you a quick and easy example for you to understand. Imagine all of us are sitting in a room temperature is good, AC is on, really cozy. We are all enjoying that space. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to decrease the AC temperature. I'm going to make the room a bit more chillier. Now the status quo has changed. Now quickly, we are all gonna grab a sweater, gonna grab a jacket, sweatshirt, wear them on. Again, we are comfortable and we are relaxed and we are cozy because we are enjoying that now. Right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna decrease the temperature even further. I'm gonna make it really cold. Now, same status quo, same element that I was enjoying, which is the temperature or the chilliness or the coolness of the room is what I was enjoying. Now, suddenly that has become a pain. Now, what do? You avoid that particular space, you pick yourselves up and you go to another location or another spot, another room, another, maybe outside the building itself, because you're looking for pleasure. And what is that? You're looking for warmth. And why are we looking for pleasure? Because we want to avoid the pain of where we were. All right. Now, if that concept is clear in your mind, now start applying the same concept when it comes to fitness. Right? Fitness, when we think about fitness, what do we think? It's a pain. I don't enjoy doing that. I have to wake up early. I have to be disciplined. I have to make sure I eat right. There's so many things that comes to your mind. Immediately, what do? We avoid that. All right. So there's so much of resistance that goes towards being or doing anything towards being healthy is really high. Now, when that resistance get added with your comfort zone, and that's the lethal weapon. And that's the reason why we are not able to break that shackle and move forward. So the resistance and our comfort zone is what is stopping us, and the way our brain is wired to avoid any kind of pain. That is survival. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're going back to olden days where the ancestors were there, that's their survival instinct. They need to know where what is coming. They should be aware. They should avoid the pain at any cost. All right. So what we have done, we have carried that forward, and that is manifested into some of the beast within us. So the resistance and the comfort is a lethal weapon when it comes to fitness, specifically when it comes to fitness. All right. To the next topic, what do you see on the left hand side? Oh my God. I see a juicy burger. I see cheese in that. I see mayonnaise. I could maybe some crispy chicken or really well done vegetables in that. Oh my God, that is so yummy, right? Mouth watering. And below that, there's another person who is really chilling, relaxing on the beanbag, maybe watching his favorite show, sports, or maybe watching his Netflix shows, but he's enjoying his life, right? That is what is on the left hand side. You see, really juicy, really yummy, really comfortable. On the right hand side of the screen, what do you see? Now this is a representation of being healthy. Let's say you're eating right, let's say you're moving right, working out right, being being clear about how we want to lead your life healthily. Now that's on the right and this is on the left. What would you choose if I ask you instantly what's running in your mind? Of course we go to the one that's on the left hand side, because why? Because that gives you instant gratification. Now imagine you take this big juicy burger and you just give the first bite. What has happened? Oh my God, you start feeling the taste, you get the smell, you're instantly enjoying that, and that's rewarding your system. As even before you realize, a fraction of a second, you get the taste buds running for you, right? And that's instant gratification. When you're watching the movie, what happens? You instantly feel the emotion. You're watching the show, instantly feel the emotion. You're watching sports, you instantly feel the adrenaline rush, right? And that's what is called instant gratification. What happens on the right hand side? Delayed gratification. Why? Because if I work out today, I don't see anything what's going to happen tomorrow. There is no change. Maybe I work out for a week, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, a month. Then I will start seeing small changes in my body. But it is delayed gratification. Delayed. So which is why these two are differentiated, and this which is why we run what is on the instant gratification side, and we kind of resistant towards a delayed gratification. Now let's understand why this happens as well. Now in the previous session, I had spoken to you regarding how your mind fails to see what is far away. Remember that? That's exactly. Now what in this instance, what does your mind, or what is your mind failing to see that is far away? The bad effects. The bad effects are so far away that we fail to see, or we don't want to see, and we don't acknowledge that. In the long run, it is bad. I know that, but I don't feel bad right now, so I'm okay with that. That's the kind of attitude we stay with. So I gave you the example of procrastination, right? Imagine you're getting a project which should be done within 60 days, and majority of us will start the project on the 58th day. Like I said, I use the word, some superheroes might even do an all-nighter and they start the entire project on 59th night, and then they present it on the 60th day. Why do we do that? Because our mind fails to see what is far away. Now, when I say it's just 2 days left, when I say just one day left, your mind can see what is immediate, and it quickly reacts. It quickly keeps away all the things that is distracting you, and you're completely focused on that. But same thing doesn't happen when the goal is far away. All right. Now, same applies to the other side. Good effects, yes. Why? It is on the long run again. So what does your mind do? Your mind cannot see what's far away, remember? And so the mind cannot see the good effects of that as well. So that's exactly what is happening here. So on the left hand side, we have instant gratification, right hand side, delayed gratification, and your mind fails to see what is far away. There are things that is good for us, there are things that is bad for us, but it is far away. All right. So this is the first thing that you need to get into your head. Resistance, comfort zone, lethal weapon. Imagine along with that, we're getting added with instant gratification, delayed gratification, mind failing to see. You see that how it's getting layered in the mind, how it is working. Now the next picture, I'm going to give you a few seconds. Have a look at that picture. Have a look at that picture and see what do you see. Do you see yourself there? Do you see your friends there? Do you see anybody whom you know around there? Okay? There is a lady sitting on the weighing machine and she's hoping something happens. There is a miracle that is going to happen. There's a lady that's behind. She's thinking about pizza. She's in a workout clothes, but she's thinking about pizza. She's wearing a watch, I'm assuming it must be a Fitbit, but she's thinking about pizza. There's a guy there who is already thinking about party. You see that this is exactly what we do when we get into the fitness line. We say, if I'm going to start getting healthier, if I'm going to start getting fitter, we go extremes. And what we do, we deprive ourselves from the things that we really enjoy the most. And when you deprive something, you don't last in that. Anything that is drastic doesn't stay with you. That's a simple rule. That's how your mind works. That's how your mind thinks. That is psychology. Anything that is removed off from you immediately or with no proper cut downs, there is always a withdrawal. There's always a side effect that comes. So that's exactly what happens when it comes to deprivation. We are depriving of something that we love the most. I will give you an example of myself, right? I'm a guy who love mutton biryani. I love it. Okay. Now, if I'm going to go to a coach and I'm going to tell him, hey, listen, I'm looking at losing weight. I want to get fitter. All right. And I tell these are the food habits that I have. These are my physical activity habits. This is my last 24-hour recall. I give everything to him. And then he's going to say, hey, listen, this is great. You come to the right place and you will lose weight. But guess what? You cannot continue doing these. You cannot keep eating the junk food. You cannot keep eating those oily masala mutton biryani or this greasy burgers. You cannot do that. No, no, no. You have to stop. And when I'm there and I'm desperate to lose weight or desperate to get fit, and I'm going to accept anything that this person is going to tell me, right? So I will say, yes, I will do that. And then I get into the plan. I stick onto the plan, maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Let's say I stick onto that for a month. Now, imagine what's going to happen to me. I've been a guy who is on the lifestyle, who has never been this disciplined, who has never been this strict, who loves eating what he loves eating, and I've been having that kind of a lifestyle. And now suddenly I have put a break. I've slammed a brake in a way that I cannot do that anymore because I have a goal to reach. But that goal is going to fade away because my why is not strong, and the method I'm following is not the right way to do that. So I'm going to sit back maybe a day and think, what am I doing? I lead one life. I would rather live happily. I don't want to live life like this jail. I don't want to live life in this jail. I don't want to have a prison food. I want to enjoy my life, enjoy my food. And then what do? I'm going to go back to where I came from, and then I'm going to binge. I'm going to make up for everything I lost in this last 4 days, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'm going to go back and eat as much as I want, and I'm going to feel so good. Maybe I will feel guilty, but I'm feeling good. Right? So this is the biggest, another big fault. Do not deprive yourself from anything. Now, if you're being hearing B.F.I.T videos, if you've been hearing Pratik, if you've been hearing me, we always keep saying it is always moderation. It is not perfection. Imagine if you're planning for perfection, is what I gave you the scenario. You go somewhere, you say you cannot do this. If you have to be perfect, you have to do all this, and you cannot do all this. So what happens? We fall. But imagine a scenario where we're slowly introducing things into you, and then you're going to do it right. So then there is no deprivation. You're happy about it. And because of which you don't go back and binge. You get that? So this is why we run away from anything healthy. We run away from being fit, or we run away from doing anything, any related exercise or movements, because this is how we associate things. How do we that? Recap. All human behavior revolves around the avoidance of pain. Big role. Always keep that in your mind. Now, what happens because of that? We have resistance and we have comfort. And these two will not allow you to do what you want to do. That's a lethal combo. Then we move on to instant gratification, delayed gratification, and how your mind fails to see what is far away. Now, if you realize in the goal setting, or in the section where we speak about goals, or the lighthouse and the lighthouse and the 100 meters that I spoke to you about, that is why it is important for us to chunk it. So when you start chunking it, we're not thinking about the long term. We're thinking about short term, immediate. The mind can see what's immediate. So it's easier for us to do that. So which is why chunking is important. All right. So that is how we overcome this. The next one, do not deprive yourself from anything. You moderate yourself and you act smart regarding that. And at B.F.I.T transformation, this is exactly how we follow. This is one of the strongest principles that we maintain. We don't say no to you. We always say, great, if you like that, continue. But can we do A? Can we do B? Can we do C? Which I'll get into more detail in the next section. So, right? So this is your first section. I hope you understood. It's very clear. Why is the way the mind it is the way it is when it comes to fitness? We have so many resistance. We have so much of gratifications. We have so much of lethal commerce working, deprivation working, market speaking things wrong to you. Unfortunately, some of the professional speakers speaking to you in that way, but that's how it is, right? So this is what you need to understand. This is the ground. Then from here, we move to the next one. Now I understood that segment. Now when I move to the next segment, how do I change that? Now, how do I change my mind from where it was and how do I change it towards a healthy place? Now, this is how we go. We go one at a time. We go really slow. We're going to begin from what we were and we're going to end with something really beautiful. This is how we change. Now, my question to you, and I've asked this question to more than 200 people, ask this question more than 200 people. How do we do this? How do we change? How can we change? And irrespective what demographic I speak to, ask about, they always come back to one answer, which is always in the top two. Always in the top two. And the answer is motivation. Yes, motivation. That's what everybody says. But what if I tell you motivation is not the right answer? Shocked? Yes, motivation is not the right answer. Now let's understand that better. Let's understand that better, because when we understand things better, when you learn things better, and when you start applying those things, it works magic. All right. So let's hold on to the word motivation right now and let's move on. So there are two kinds of motivation. The first kind of motivation is extrinsic. Anything that is coming from outside, anybody who is speaking from outside, anything that you're watching and is being heard from outside is all extrinsic motivation. Beautiful example. Let's say you are getting ready to work out. Okay. You're ready to hit the gym, for example, and then you listen to a YouTube video, a video where you see really strong, really fit, really good looking guys working out, really good looking ladies working out, pumping music, beautifully edited video. You see that and you feel that pump, right? You feel those goosebumps in your arms and you're like, oh my God, I want to do that. I want to hit as hard as I can. I want to do a really hardcore workout. I'm going to go push myself today. What happens? That is extrinsic motivation. That might help you start something, but that's not going to help you maintain that, because anything that is extrinsic, it's like a spike. It spikes up and then it drops down. Exactly like how a resolution happens, because resolution has no heart. Resolution has no strong why. Resolution is extrinsic. All right. So when there's extrinsic motivation, and we need to start developing something else which holds on to that extrinsic motivation. Now imagine there's a spike and then we're slowly dropping down. When we start dropping down, we start applying something called a willpower. Why? Because we're dropping down. Now we need willpower to lift it up and hold it on that top there. So then we start utilizing, exercising willpower, and you start hearing people say, you need to have a strong willpower. You need to remember that. You need to do that, right? Willpower has been bombarded to us from the time we are a child. But what we fail to understand is that willpower is tiring. Willpower drains the energy out of us. It really drains the energy out of us, right? And our brain, or our brain is as a mechanism which always finds a loophole. Our brain always tries to find a shortcut so that it can save energy. Again, it goes back to how we evolved. What were our ancestors doing? Our ancestors were always always in danger. They had to save energy to run fast. They have to save energy to save themselves. They have to save energy to kill another animal, right? So the brain is always in the mode of saving and protecting. So when the brain is trying to save so much, and then you start depleting and depriving the energy from the willpower, your brain is going to resistance to that. And when this willpower is constantly exercised, constantly utilized, you are tired. And what do we do when you're tired? You say, enough is enough. I'm going to give up. I'm going to stop. And that's what happens with external motivation. Now, there is another category of people who loves working out, right? Who loves hitting the gym, who loves, and they follow everything to do with being healthy and, great role model in the society, great role model in our family. So what is different in them? So what happens to them? They move from extrinsic and they move to something called intrinsic. You see that? So no matter whom you call a fitness freak, an athlete, somebody who's competing anything, really doesn't matter. Every one of us jump into extrinsic first. There is some reason why we start. There's an extrinsic motivation. But some of us are smart. We develop really smart things. We understand how to do that. And then we move that intrinsic. Now, people who are into intrinsic are really smart people who have developed really smart habits. Really smart habits. Now, I'll give an example there. Imagine, do you like brushing your teeth in the morning? As an adult, the answer is always yes. I like brushing my teeth because it's good, it's healthy, it's hygienic. Now, let's go back to the same you when you were a little baby. Did you like brushing your teeth? No, you didn't enjoy brushing your teeth. You were forced to brush your teeth. Your parents used to tell me you have to brush every day morning. You have to brush after every meal. You have to brush before sleeping, right? And then forcefully you used to brush. Then they start telling you it's important, it's necessary, it's going to help you with your hygiene, it's going to help you with your breath. And over a period of time, what happens to that practice, to that willpower and external motivation? It becomes a habit in us. Now, as an adult, we wake up, the first thing is we go automatically and we go take the brush and we start brushing. Absolutely no issues with that, right? That's the magic of habit. So do you realize you wake up, you're going, taking the brush, which means you're not utilizing, you're not exercising your willpower. You're not. All you're doing is you're following a routine where there is no excess usage of energy at all. The only energy that is required is for you to get up, go and brush. So when you start doing that kind of a habit, it becomes really natural for you. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to plan about it. It is a natural. And when it's natural, it becomes a flow. And when it's a flow, it becomes a lifestyle. It becomes seamless. It becomes smooth. This is exactly the reason fit people are able to do the way it is, or so whomever you call fitness freaks are able to do that. And you imagine, how do they do that? How do they wake up every day morning and do this? Because they're worked on making their external motivation into smart habits. All of us can do that. All successful people do that. All fit people do that. And people who are successfully lost their belly fat, they lost their fat in the most scientific and the right method, they have developed that habit and they're able to maintain that, because a habit stays with you. An external motivation can go away, but a habit always stays with you, and they're able to actually make that a lifestyle. And that's important. That's really important. Now, if you go ask these fitness guys, if you ask these guys who are, who are really focused on their health and body and being fit, you go ask them, why are you working out? You will never hear them saying, I'm working out because I want to lose fat. You'll never hear them say, I'm losing out because I want to fit into a particular shirt. No, they say, because I enjoy it. I feel good when I do that. Why is that? Because they have broken that barrier. They have broken those borders between those compartments. Now everything is a whole. Fitness is whole, health is whole. So they look at it as something, it's part of me. It's like my hand, it's my leg. It is always there with me, kind of stuff, right? So that is how we move from extrinsic to intrinsic, and this is how we make things more powerful for you. And this works magic, guys. This works magic, right? So make a note if you need to. Extrinsic motivation moving to intrinsic, it becomes a habit. No willpower, you don't need willpower. Willpower is tiring. That leads you to the next one. Body goes where the mind goes. This is something we strongly believe in B.F.I.T, because deciding anything is how you decide everything. Now, even before your body goes, your mind is thinking. Even before your body goes, your mind decides. Even before your body does, your mind agrees to that. So it is always your mind that always leads you. It is not the other way around. All right. So always focus, give importance, nurture your mind, give the right things into your mind. Right. So here I will give you my own example again. How deciding anything is deciding everything. I also mentioned about a keystone habit when I spoke about the goal setting and when how to set the why. So there is a touch of that, right? So this is how I was. I'm into health and fitness industry. Invariably, I have to wake up early morning, either to do a group classes or to do a personal training for a client or work out for myself, right? So there would be some or the other reason why I need to wake up early almost pretty much every day. Now, I'm human. There are times I'm like, I don't want to wake up. The climate is so good. Or I might just look onto my left hand side and I see my beautiful wife sleeping and she's cozy and she's relaxed. And I'm like, okay, let me do one thing. I will go today, but let me snooze it for 5 minutes. Let me snooze it for 10 minutes. And if I snooze for 10 minutes, trust me, that 10 minutes never ends. And if I was supposed to wake up at 6, I will wake up at 8 or 8:30. And my whole day is gone for a toss because I've not planned well and I've snoozed it. All right. So when I started doing that, I used to realize that when my day starts bad or when I did something which is not right and is not going according to the plan, then everything else is falling, it's falling off the line. I'm not enjoying the day. I'm not feeling good because I missed my workouts or I did something which I was supposed to do in the morning, so those kind of thoughts as running. So I started thinking, why and how do I change that? Now there is a pattern that is happening. Whenever I checked, whenever I snoozed, or whenever I decided let me sleep another 5 minutes, invariably 95% I didn't end up going to the health club. I didn't end up waking up early. I woke up late. All right. So then I realized there's one thing that I need to stop, or one thing I need to remove. What is that? I need to remove thinking. I need to remove thinking. And let me tell you how I did that. So removing thinking is basically what I did. Now, what is happening when I wake up in the morning? I'm thinking I have to get up. I have to, there are a lot of obstructions, right? In the morning, what I have to do, I have to pack my bag. I have to get my shoes ready. I have to get this done or get that done. I have to cook, and that's another pain. I have to have breakfast. I have to eat something before I go for a workout. So these were all the things running in my head. I'm like, let me sleep another 5 minutes, or maybe I'll sleep another half an hour and I'll wake up. Maybe I'll get a better sleep. So what did I do? I started doing all these things on the previous night. I kept my gym bag ready the previous night. I kept my shoes in the right place in the previous night. Even breakfast. Make oats, keep it in the fridge before you go, just heat it up. How difficult is that? So what did I do? I started removing all the thinking that used to come into my head. I have to do this. Let me do that later. So all this thinking I removed, and it worked. And that is what it's another example for keystone habit. So all I had to do was step my foot on the ground. Everything else is taken. So that is my big habit, right? That is my keystone habit. So once that changes, everything else starts falling into fall. You'll start hearing a click, 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 click for everything else falling in a line. And then you're going to love this thing. So that was another habit that I created. What? I started removing thinking. I started getting things ready the previous night. So this is another way you could change things. All right. That takes me to, I know you guys will chase me if I say this, but I can't help. This is one of my favorite. Okay. It's called verbalization. And when I explain this, when I'm going to speak to you and I'm going to give you an example on this verbalization, you're going to be mesmerized. You're going to be amazed the way the mind works. This is beautiful, right? So remember those two words. There are so many words that you can use. I'm going to give you an example of two words, right? The first word is can't versus don't. Harmless words, can't. Harmless word, don't. Now listen to this example. There are two scenarios. All right. So I've been invited to a party by Pratik. Story. Okay. So I'm coming to Bangalore after a really long time, and I come, and Pratik is like, coming for a party. I'm like, okay. So I jump in, and Pratik like, hey, Milind, how are you? Long time no see. I'm like, hey, brother, how are you? I know it's been really long time. What's up? And Pratik is going to say, hey, listen, you come here, you're special, today is special, and I have something really special for you. Look at that. That's an amazing pizza, and this is the best one you'll get in the city. All right, go taste that. You're gonna love it. You will never stop eating that. And I'm like, sorry, Pratik, I can't eat that. Right? The reasons could be anything. Maybe I'm into diet, maybe for my health reasons, whatever the reasons are. The word I'm going to use to Pratik is, Pratik, I can't eat that. All right. Now understand the word I can't. So your mind is also listening whatever you speak. So you're going to use the word I can't. So I'm going to listen to the word I can't, and then I'm going to understand, okay, he's saying I can't, which basically means there's some probability that I could, I could. There's some 1%, 2%. I'm giving a leeway. There's a loophole where it's going to seep out where I could. So then I'm going to say, Pratik, okay, okay, fine, I'll try one. Okay, I'm gonna love that one. And then, oh, this is really good, man. Can I have another one? I'm gonna have two. By the time I realize I'm really full up till here. All right. So that is what happens, or that is how you verbalize when you use the word I can't. Now, same example. Let's step back. Let's play this whole thing again. I'm coming to the city. meeting Pratik after a long time. He's invited me to the party again, right? So I come in, Pratik like, oh, hey, Milind, what's up, man? Long time no see. It's been really long time we met. I'm like, yeah, brother, really long time. And I'm so glad I met up and I'm so glad I'm here. And Pratik, hey, listen, you're special. Today is special and I have something special. Look at that. That's the best pizza in the city. It's the best chicken pizza and you're going to love this. Okay. Background. This time I'm acting as a vegetarian. All right. Now go back there. This is the best pizza. You're going to love that. I'm going to tell Pratik, hey, Pratik, I'm so sorry. I know you're happy to give me that, but I don't eat. I'm a vegetarian. Now, listen, I give an example of a vegetarian just for you to understand how they use the words. They will never say, I can't eat. They will always say, I don't eat. Why? Because that's a philosophy that's been taught to them from the young age, right? They've been taught certain things and they start using those words, I don't, unconsciously. But that's a really strong word. So when I use the word I don't to Pratik, Pratik is not going to force me. And when I say I don't to Pratik, I'm listening to what I say. And that word don't has no loopholes. The word don't has no seepage. So that's a huge difference how we use words. So start being conscious about what you say when you say. If I'm going to say I can't, I could probably, but if I say I don't, it's a full stop, right? It's like a period. It's like no, it's like a big wall. That means I don't end up eating that. Even if I'm not a vegetarian, but I've been training my mind to use the right word and I meet somebody and I don't want to do that. I tell them, hey, listen, I'm so happy for you. Thank you for offering this to me, but I don't eat that. Or, but I don't do that. But I don't, but you know, use those words, which basically helps you to stay strong with that. So that's verbalization. Can't versus don't. Use this. It's magic. It's magic. All right. So that leads to me to the word that I've been using from the previous session and this session as well, keystone habits. Now, this is another way of looking at keystone habits. How do we do that? One change per week. How difficult is changing one thing a week? Easy peasy, right? Imagine you're allowed to do everything else. All you have to do is change this thing so it gets better. And for the entire week, don't do anything else. And your mind is going to say, oh my God, this is so easy. I will do this. I can do this. Right. And then as a human being, if there's a coach who's telling you, okay, for the first week or the first 2 weeks, this is what I want you to focus on. You do nothing else. Just focus on this thing and then you continue. So as a human being, we always like surprises. We always like what's next. So my mind is going to race what's from the next week. Okay, but only if I do this for this week, I'm going to get next week, right? So there's some kind of a gamification that's happening within your mind. You're going to ask, what I'm going to look forward to something. Or as a human, but as a human being, we always like challenges. We always like somebody pushing you. We always like somebody, get us getting thrown into a competitive space. So again, to feed those kind of brains, this works because I'm going to give you a challenge of just one thing and make sure you complete that. And that's a challenge for you. Now, when you finish this challenge, I will give you the next challenge. So there is, as a person who likes competition, I'm going to look for it, right? So there are different ways of looking and setting it up. So this is one quick way to do that. One change per week. The second one, can I use the word? Second one is my favorite. All right. It's the best. It works. It works like magic anytime, anywhere, any subject. And Pratik is also using the same thing, and it's worked really well for all our clients. It called don't fix, just build. Let me give you a quick example. I'm going to step back and give you the example of what I love, my biryani. I love my mutton biryani, right? In this scenario, I'm going to the coach. I'm going to tell him, hey, listen, I want to lose weight. I've been eating junk. I've not been working out. Please help. And the coach is going to sit down with you. He's going to start understanding your lifestyle. Okay, I understand these are the things that you like. I understand this is what you eat the most. I understand this is how your workspace is or your house is. This is how your activities are. Once I understand that, the coach is going to come and tell you, hey, listen, Milind, I checked it out. It looks good. I'm really happy you made this decision, and let's move forward from here. And this journey is going to be exciting. Now, let's do a trade-off. All right, you get what you want and I get what I want. And the coach is going to tell me, okay, so you love biryanis? I'm like, yeah. How many times do you eat a week? Let's say 3. Sometimes I eat 4 as well. And I love that. I want to continue doing that. So the coach is going to like, great. You continue that. You enjoy that. You eat, do what you want with that. Right? Now, what you need to give me, can you come to the health club, or can you do this activity, or can you do something else with your food related? Can you do that one change? And I'm like, okay, I mean, who tells you that? I mean, like, I can eat what I want, and all I have to do is just one little thing, maybe go to the gym for 30 minutes. No big deal. I'll do that because I'm getting what I like the most. So then what happens? A week passes by, 2 weeks passes by, 3 weeks pass by. In my mind and within my mind, I start enjoying the whole process, because what happens when I start working out twice a week, when I start working out thrice a week, I'm meeting new people. The space in any health club or space where I work out is really energetic. My energy through the day is great. I feel start more confident. My body languages are changing. My colleagues, my friends, my families are saying, "You're looking so much better. You look. What are you doing?" Right? So these kind of compliments have started coming in, and I feel good about myself. So when I sit down with the coach after maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and the coach is asking how it's going, I'm saying it's going great. I enjoy what I'm doing. And then if the coach tells you, okay, now listen, you've been eating 4 times biryani, can you cut that down into 3 times? And I'm gonna say yes without thinking. Why? Because for me in my mind, I love biryani. I'm getting 3 times, if not four, but I'm still getting that. But on the other hand, I'm so many things are going on the right space. So many things are going really well for me. Right. So I really don't mind trading off that a little bit because I'm still happy. In fact, there are clients who are coming to me, listen, hey, listen, I'm enjoying this so much. I would like to give up and I would like to have just once a week. Right. So that's the case. So now what's happening here? Nobody's pushing you, nobody's forcing you. You're doing it on your own. And then your mind is happy doing that. So imagine that scenario, perfection, where you say nothing, and then you deprive yourself, and then you binge. Here, you're slowly progressing, you're making the change. Your mind is not realizing that. Your mind is happy about that. All right. And over a period of time, you reach a stage where you know exactly how to do things. And that's how we build and don't fix. Don't correct yourself. Don't remove the bad habits. Let those bad habits be there. All you need to do is add one good habit to that, and that one good habit will start making the small changes for you. All right, so this is really powerful. If you use that, please use that. I would recommend you that. Don't fix, just build. The last one is hygienic surroundings. I gave you an example of this in my previous slide, where I wake up in the morning, I don't feel like going. I have to keep the bag. I have to cook. A lot of things were running in my head. So in that way, some of the way we create success for ourselves is how we keep our surroundings. How hygienic is our surrounding? Is our surrounding helpful to us, or is our surrounding harmful to us? Examples, right? Same example of myself. When I wake up in the morning, what did I do? I did something called addition. I created an addition to my surroundings. I created a good hygiene to my surrounding. By how? By keeping my bag in the right place, keeping my bag packed the previous night. So when I wake up, I'm removing all those pain points. I'm easy for me to take the bag and walk out. There is no friction there. So I'm adding all those good things in the space, so that the probability of me not going, the probability of me procrastinating, the probability of changing the plan is very less. So that's how you add things. Add good things into your surroundings, which is helpful to you. Keep the shoe in the right place. You remember where it is, right? The same thing. Now, how do I subtract, or how do I make sure my surroundings are clean? By removing certain things. Pratik has given this example to you in his previous session. He said when you're going for grocery shopping, you see the chips pack, you love that chips pack, you put it into the bag, go home, put it in the cupboard. You forget about that. But some other day you're hungry, some other day you're watching something, you feel like munching on something. What do? You go there, you open the cupboard, you see the chips, your favorite chips. What do? You grab it, and it's over even before you reach your couch, right? Now you go for the shopping, you see the potato chips, you say that, no, my friend, I'm not going to take you today. And then you go back home, you're watching a TV, you're a bit hungry, open the cupboard. What do you see? You don't see chips. What do you see? Maybe you see almonds, maybe you see dates, maybe you see nuts, maybe you see something healthy. What do? You grab it, you start munching on that. And that is how you start removing those bad things, toxic things from your surroundings. All right, these are just very, very small examples of our day-to-day life. If we start focusing on, there's so many things that you guys can do. So that is how we create a hygienic surroundings. I don't have to speak about this, right? Give time. I really don't have to speak about this. Guys, in this world, there are three topics that's really hot topics. One is health, one is money, and the third one is relationship. Those are the three really hot topics any human being in the planet likes. This is a survey that is done. These are the three top. Among those three top, when it comes to two things, we need it right now. Immediate. I need immediate. What are the three things? Marketing. If you just observe Facebook marketing, if you observe any kind of marketing on newspaper or anywhere, you'll see these things. What? Money. I need to get rich quick. Maybe you go to YouTube, play some video. The next video is become a billionaire in 2 months. What? Yeah, that's what they sell, and we buy that because we want to get rich quick. We have no patience when it comes to money. We don't want to create a hygienic habit when it comes to money. We don't want to look into what kind of savings, how does the money work. We don't want to understand finance, but we want to get rich. That's one thing. The second thing that where people wants to get quick is what? Health. I want 6 packs in 6 days. Yeah, 6 packs in 6 days. I want to lose 5 kgs in 1 week. I'm like, come on, guys, this is your body. But I'll tell you the good thing. I'll tell you the good thing. You've been abusing your body for 30 years, 40 years by not maintaining it right, by not taking care of it. And then you come back, and trust me, your body will start responding to you really, really well if you start following the routines just for 3 months. In 90 days, your body will start responding to you in a way it just amazes you. So you have a gift. Your body is such a strong weapon. You need to start taking care of it. It helps you and it responds to you so well. 30 years, 40 years of abuse. Imagine it coming back to you in 30 days, feeling good in 30 days, feeling stronger in 30 days, feeling better in 30, feeling lighter in 30 days. Isn't that amazing? Right? It is not fair. You abuse it for 30 years and 40 years and you come and say, I want 6 packs in 6 days. It is not fair. How can you compare so many years to days? How can you compare so many years to 1 or 2 weeks? No, you need to give time, have patience. That's another way of handling things. Don't get impatient. Don't lose hope. Don't for the quick tricks. Like, somebody's selling some kind of a magic diet. Somebody's giving magic tonic, magic tablets. No, it doesn't help you. It doesn't last. In fact, you're abusing your body even further. All right, so give time, guys, patience. So quick summarization, motivation, always move from extrinsic to intrinsic. No willpower, start creating habits. Body goes where the mind goes. Remove your thinking. Start thinking about your keystone habits. Verbalization, can't versus don't. Don't is strong, can't is weak. Start using the right word. There's so many examples that you can think about. All right. Keystone habits, one at a time, 1 week at a time, one in 2 weeks, doesn't matter, but make small changes. What do you do next? Don't fix, just build. Build on the good habits. Let those bad habits, their bad habits will fall off on its own. Be strong with your good habits. The last one, give time and have patience. All right. That's the end of our second segment. Now we understood why the way the mind works, and now we have moved from that, and now we know how to change that. These are the little things that I need to do so that we start changing. Now the question is, I have changed that. Hey, my friend, now how do I maintain what I've changed? Read this quote. Read the quote. Take your time, read the quote. It says the key is not to prioritize what's on your schedule, but to schedule your priorities. Let me explain that to you. It's simple. You look at anybody who is successful, look at anybody who maintains a healthy lifestyle, healthy routine. You look into their to-do list. You look at their schedules. Any successful people always schedule their priorities first. Everything else comes around it. Okay. Listen to this example. Let's imagine you're a guy who likes working out in the morning. You're a girl who likes working out in the mornings. Let's say 7 o'clock is a preferred time for you. So if you're really focused, if you want to nail this, if you're a guy, if you're a person who really want to make sure I hit my goal, then you need to write 7 a.m. workout first. Write that first, nothing else. Write that first, and then you start writing before that. Okay, 7 o'clock workout, I have to leave my house at this time. I wake up at 5 o'clock. 7 o'clock workout done. I reach my office at 9 o'clock, and these are the things I need to do at office. All right, that is what we call schedule your priorities. But most of us, what do? We schedule our days. We say, okay, I have to wake up at this time, breakfast at this time, reach office, I have to send this mail, call this person, meet up this person for dinner, I have to go for grocery list, and then, oh my God, I have no time for workout, right? It's a complete flip. You need to write first what's your priority. If eating right is your priority, then shopping is your priority. If shopping is your priority, then making sure the right list is priority. If you're making the right list is priority, making sure your planning is priority. So you need to see what is your priority. and schedule it around your priority. That's what it means. And this is by Stephen Covey. It's beautiful statement, right? Let's go to the big one. Now I've changed that. Now I need to maintain. Obviously, there is no better word to maintain than being consistent. But as human being, are we always consistent? Maybe no. Now how do we so if somebody's starting off and it looks like really overwhelming, if I have to be consistent, I have to do this every day, if I have to do this every time without missing it, it's going to be really high pressure on you. I'll give you a small trick, small hack which makes it easy on you. Consistency is great, it's the best mantra, but if you want to maintain that, there are small things that you could work on yourself, which is, remember this rule: don't break the rule of three. Don't break the rule of three. What it basically means, you have started a routine. Okay, you, let's say you started your physical activity on a Monday, you did that, you worked out on Tuesday, but for whatever reason you missed on Wednesday. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay, it's fine. The world is not ending. We still have a Thursday coming your way. All right, so you missed on the third day, but make sure you don't miss the fourth day. You do not miss anything there. All right. Don't break the rule of three. It's only within three. Make sure you have to hit the gym on the fourth. Make sure you eat right on the day of fourth. If you missed eating right on the third day, the fourth. Then the fourth becomes your first day. First day, second day, third day, and that moves on. At no point of time you break the rule of three. In that way, you may not be the perfect that I'm working 6 days a week. That's perfectly fine. You don't have to worry about that. But what's good, look back. There was a time, a month back, 2 months back, you never used to work out. Then you were working out only once a month, once a week. And then now when you look back and following this don't break the rule three, you're going to do minimum of 4 times a week. And you're doing 4 times with no strain. You're not penalizing yourself for missing. You're not feeling guilty about your missing, because workout, fitness, exercise is all about having fun, right? It is about stress relieving, not adding another stress to your life that, oh my God, I didn't work out today. Oh my God, I didn't eat right today. It's okay. You missed once. That's fine. Fall back, start it again. All right. And this is the simple rule when if you have to follow consistency. Don't break the rule of three. Okay. The next one is called the proximity is power. Show me your 5 friends and I'll tell your character. Have you heard that? Yep. Show me your 5 friends and I'll tell you your character. Because you are who you are by the people who surrounds you. It depends on who is surrounding. You turn out to be that fashion, right? So when it comes to health, fitness, how do I maintain what I've changed in my habits and all those things? How do I do now? Now is the time to utilize this proximity. What's proximity? We have friends who work out, we have friends who don't work out, but we have friends, right? So start using this power to your advantage. Now you can grab a friend and tell, hey, listen, let's start this together. Then you hit the gym together, you do grocery shopping together, you eat together, you're always motivating each other. There's a buddy system that's happening between you both. Maybe more than two, maybe 4 friends, maybe 5 friends, really doesn't matter. As long as there's a support and there's a community that is helping and motivating in the right fashion, in a positive manner, this is powerful. This is one of the easiest and the fastest way to get into health and fitness, to maintain a healthy lifestyle, basically, right? So grab a friend and get this done. Now let's say I have no friend. You join a health club and make a friend there, guys. Make a friend there. It's always nice to make new friends. So join the health club. You see around somebody who's starting new or somebody who's been working out for a long time, depending on what kind of a rapport you have that person. You build a friend, you build a friendship, and that becomes your gym buddy, right? You don't turn up, he's gonna call up, hey, where's you? And like, no, yaar, I'm gonna miss today. Like, no, 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 we have a goal to do. If you don't come, I'm gonna miss out my workout too, so you have to come. So what do? You run there because you don't let your friends down, right? So that's proximity source. So make friends. Don't have friends, go grab a friend in the gym. Right. So though I'm using the word gym, though I'm using the word exercise, it also relates to anything that's related to healthy food. Now, what's better than a friend when you're talking about proximity? Can you think about someone? Rings a bell? Boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, spouses, as in, or your dad, your mom, your brother, sister, somebody who stays with you, right? So that is a even more stronger proximity. Now here, each one is going to support each other way more than any friends would, because friends go back home. Here, there is somebody who is there. So now your workouts are going to align together. Your thinking process is going to align together. When these two aligns together, what happens? Your cooking starts aligned together. You start eating healthier. Your wife is going to do good things for you. Your husband is going to buy good things for you or healthy things for you. Get it home. All right. In this way, not just you, not just your spouse, everybody in the house starts eating healthy. Now imagine you have a kid at home. What he or she is going to do? He's going to look at dada, he's going to look at mama and say, okay, this is what they are doing and this is what I need to do. So you become a great role model as a parent. You become a great role model as a family member. All right. So you're not just changing yourself, you're changing things around. So there's nothing stronger. So grab a family member, start getting some kind of routine in your healthy lifestyle. Hit the gym or work out at home, eat healthy, shop healthy. This is one of the strongest way. Proximity is definitely and surely the power. All right. The last one, I did touch base regarding the goal in the previous session, but this is a quick run. In the goal, what do we do? You cannot set a goal if you don't have what? Something to do with three. You cannot set a goal if you don't have the magic of three whys. Find your why first, then set the goal. Understand the strong purpose. That is the heart of everything, right? The heart of the goal is your purpose, your why. So the first thing is find your why. And these are the ways you maintain after you change those things. You need to have a goal. You need to have a purpose. You need to have a why. You need to have a direction, a lighthouse. Goddess of small things. This is beautiful, right? Goddess of small things. It's nothing but chunking. All right. Now, when we have a goal, which I spoke, is like a lighthouse. We have a direction to move, but what drives us there is our why, our purpose. But at the same time, we also acknowledged a while ago that our mind fails to see what is far away. A mind sees only what's immediate, right? So when it's what's immediate, it's called chunking. We need to start breaking them into small ones and then accomplish those small ones so you feel good about yourself. We like that. We like feeling good about ourselves. We like people coming and tell you, you are awesome. You like people coming and telling you, I like this. You like people complimenting you, right? So we like those kind. We are social animals. We like to socialize. So when you start achieving and when you start feeling good within yourself, things starts falling into place. So that is what I mean by goddess or small things. Long-term goal, yes, but short-term wins. Enjoy, celebrate the wins. If you're hitting the gym twice a week, if you're eating healthy 4 times a week, celebrate because you never did that before. This is a milestone. Enjoy, let people know, let the similar thinking community know. If we imagine, we have our community, let the people know that, hey, listen, I did this for the last 5 days. Now I've been listening to your videos. Put it on the WhatsApp group when there's a question and answer session if you like to, and you can say that in terms of, hey, listen, I've been listening to this from the past 2 days, 3 days, and guess what, I've started doing these things and this is what I feel about myself now. Isn't that great? Obviously the others are going to feel inspired by you, the others are going to appreciate you, and then you start celebrating. And that's the power of community, right? So goddess of small things, another way of looking at chunking, and always celebrate the win. I'm a big on that. You need to celebrate those wins. Last one is don't do temporary goals. Now the question is, what is short-term goals and what is temporary goals? Short-term goals are, I have a big goal, I need to reach there, I've chunked it, and that's my short-term goal. Once I'm done, I know what is next, I know what is next, what is next. Goddess of small things, basically. Temporary goals, I know I might just get beaten up for saying this, but hey, I'm here to tell the right things and I'm here to tell how to do it the right way, right? Don't do temporary goals. What are examples of temporary goals? Are these two. These two. I know I shouldn't be telling that as a personal trainer or as a fitness industry, because these are the ones that gives us money, right? But the fact is, don't do these kind of goals, guys, because I'll tell you, especially because people, there are boys, there are girls who comes to us and tells, hey, listen, I want to get fit, I want to be the best in 3 months, I'm getting married in 3 months, and it's all happy occasion, and we are also happy for you. We're going to say, wow, that's awesome, congratulations, let's do this, right? Now the thing is, and this people coming and saying, I want to lose and get, get fit, start looking good for my wedding, started eating me up. It's really troubled me up. So one day I was sitting with my wife and I was telling her like, oh, this is so frustrating. Why people do this? And my wife looks at me like, she's amazed that I'm saying this. And she looks at me like, what's wrong? People want to look good. And what's wrong with that? And I'm like, that is my exact issue. My problem is that they want to look good and just for one day. Why don't they want to look good every day? Why don't they want to feel good every day? Why don't they want to wear those amazing clothes every day? Why just one day? That's the biggest problem. So now think about it. Now your mind says, I have a 3-month goal. Because you're really focused, you really want to look good, you do everything that's been asked, and you fit into those clothes and you look amazing on your big day, right? Now 3 months you did that, you achieved a goal, and suddenly you have no goals left. Okay, your mind is a beast. Remember, I told you your mind is a beast in the previous session. Your mind is a beast. If you don't tame it, if you don't control, if you don't plan it, it just runs chaos. It just runs like a wild horse. Okay, so 3 months over, and after that, your mind has no goal. What does your mind do? Mind goes everywhere. Mind eats everything. Mind does everything. No more discipline, no more focus, no more habits. Your just mind is crazy, right? So this is the danger of temporary goals. Same thing goes with marathon. I see people running, which is great. It's a nice, healthy activity to do. But when I start speaking to them is when they realize that's not the right thing for them to do, because they're running because they saw their colleagues running in their office, they saw their friends running in the park. So I also started running. And the shocking is they come and tell you, hey, listen, I'm running a marathon in 7 days. I'm like, when did you start running? I haven't seen you running. They're like, no, I started yesterday. So those are the wrong things. And they have a temporary goal of marathon. I want to run that marathon with my friends, which is a nice thing, which is a good start. But what you guys are failing to understand is the people who are running marathons seriously, they are not marathon runners. They are not marathon runners. They are runners. They love running. They enjoy running. And they do all these right things around running. They eat right. They train right. They do strength training. They do flexibility. They're making sure the pacing is right. They're running every day. They're pacing themselves almost every day. They know the distance that I need to cover within 1 hour, within 2 hours. So they're doing everything right. So they're not marathon runners. They're runners. They love running. You need to understand the difference. Now, if you want to write a book, if you want to become an author, you cannot become an author if you don't enjoy writing. Even for you to write an article, you need to start writing 100 lines a day, 100 lines every day to create that consistency. So you need to love and enjoy writing, and that's when you become a great author, right? So same thing with running. Love running, do the right things, and then run for marathon. So there is no end goal. Because I'm a runner, I'm going to run. Even if this marathon is over, I'm going to for the next one. I'm going to train. I'm going to continue training. And on this side, if I'm not keeping a goal for my wedding, what happens? It really doesn't matter. I'm married. I'm happy. Now we're going to continue that lifestyle. So that is what we always recommend. Do not have any kind of temporary goals. It's a big sin. If you find anybody getting married and then say, I want to get fit in 3 months, you know what to do with them, right? Whack them. No temporary goals. It should be a lifestyle. So this is how we set your goal. This is how we look at your goals, so that you're able to consistently and continue that and maintain that. Okay. A quick summarization. Consistency is the key. What do we do that? Do not break the rule of 3. That's it. The second one, proximity is power. Grab a friend, no friends, make a friend, hit the gym, make a buddy. What is better than a friend? Spouse, parents, brother, sister, whoever is in your family, grab them. A great initiation, that is power. Proximity is definitely the power. The last one is goals. The 3 whys we spoke to you, the goddess of small things, chunking, celebrating, a big no to temporary goals. I gave an example of those 2, but there's so many temporary goals that we do. Big no to them. So always have a big goal, always have a lighthouse. We work towards that lighthouse, all right? So great. Bottom line, in quick summary, everything I spoke to in one single sheet, this is how it looks. We understood why the way the mind is, then we understood how to change that. And from that, I know how to change. Now I know how to maintain that. So that's the 3 phases that we went through today. All right. So again, thank you so much. I hope I was able to add value to you. Do comment in the section of the video so that we know you love this video and you're enjoying this video. All right. But otherwise, till we meet next time, thank you so much. Thank you guys. Awesome.